The purpose of this video today is to introduce you to a board or a strike pad that you can actually hit these balls from to prevent taking divots out of the park, and actually to help you both learn visually how your golf swing looks and how it should function, as well as perform as a mat to hit the birdie ball from. Today we're going to introduce you to the strike pad. The strike pad is a 1 foot by 2 foot high strength polymer pad. It's cambered here at the front so that it'll actually act as a spring. This front will actually deflect down and bounce right back up in the blink of an eye when you strike it with your golf club. Extremely durable, and it actually has the strike path, the swing path that you're going to use on your golf swing, both on takeaway and during your impact position, imprinted on the strike pad. So it's a very intuitive method for learning. You will always put the birdie ball forward on the strike pad in the area where these B's are positioned, and that's so that we can position you forward on the strike pad. We're always going to hit the birdie ball from the strike pad in the forward area, this forward quatrile right here, okay? Now I'm going to put this on the ground, and today we're in a really wet and thick grass floodplain, and here, this is a perfect place to hit birdie balls. Nobody is ever here and nobody ever uses this area, but as you can see, the strike pad kind of disappears in this long grass. Now what I'm doing here is I'm just sort of making sure that it sits deeply into the grass, okay, so that I don't have any interference by the grass that's around the strike pad. When first using the strike pad, it's best to, again, take your stance, again, a nice athletic stance, straddling the 2 green B's that are forward on the strike pad. So we're going to actually put these 2 green B's in the middle of my stance. This gets me forward on the strike pad. Once I'm forward on the strike pad, and if you've never used a strike pad before, you'll want to get comfortable with hitting the strike pad. Take your athletic stance. Okay, one of the things that is counterintuitive is that at setup and during ball striking, the shaft of the club is actually pronated forward. It's actually leaning toward the target. Okay, so again, set up, hands in the middle of our stance, but slightly to our left side, which again pronates the shaft of the club toward the target. Okay, so this is the proper position. This is both setup position, this is also impact position. So as I take my swing, I will be impacting the ball in this position. You'll see that the shaft of the club is leaning forward. Okay, shaft is leaning forward. Again, this is at setup position. But while we're looking at the setup position, I want you to notice what the club does on its takeaway. And we're going to follow the images that are actually printed on the strike pad. And again, we can look at these images and actually get a feel for what the club should look like because we're in the proper position. We're forward on the strike pad with the 2 green dots in the middle of our stance. So on takeaway, and the camera should be able to show you this, it's actually gonna, my golf club is gonna open as I go into my backswing. It'll open until I get into a toe-up position. Okay, so I'm now in a toe-up position. This is a little half swing position. If I was to continue into a full swing position, I would continue to turn my shoulders. I would continue to allow my club to drop into a position that's toe down and down the line at the target. Again, getting back into a half swing position, the toe of the golf club is up. As I come into my impact, I follow that same position. The club is not closed yet. It is closing. And this is one of the things that creates power, is the duplicity of both the speed of the club head as well as the fact the club head is rotating into a square position at impact. After impact, we over-rotate it into a toe-up position toward the target on the follow-through. So this is halfway through the follow-through. You'll see that the club is in a toe-up position. Follow-through is over the left shoulder, belly button pointing at the target. Okay, so that is a microcosm of the golf swing. For a right-handed golfer, This is the takeaway, this is the follow-through. Those two illustrations will help you if you're ever questioning what your takeaway should look like. And again, you'll be able to see it as you take your golf club away at full swing. It's a little more difficult to see, but you can always slow it down and see if in fact you're taking away the club on the right swing plane. And again, the swing plane is at an angle. It's a full circle head, so it's path, it's plane, and it's club head. This illustration tells you all three things. Okay, get your club head in the right position, get your path in the right place, and get your arc or your swing plane on the right angle. So it does all three of those things just in this 2 feet of illustration. Gets you on the perfect path, plane, and club head orientation. And again, remember, it's all a function of lining up with the 2 B's in the middle of your stance, forward of the pad, so that you can actually see what you're trying to accomplish. Full swing, shoulders, club should be pointed down the line, bottom of the swing, we're holding on to it slightly, we're not released until the very bottom. All those things come together, follow through, belly button to the target. Now the attribute of the swing you want to pay attention to is that we're going to go from a toe up to a toe up position. Okay, those two things are extremely important. In continuing with the discussion on the functionality of the StrikePad, I'd just like to show you the durability of the StrikePad, its functionality, and some of the things that you might want to keep in mind to keep it in its new and fresh state. Again, without any birdie balls, without ever hitting any birdie balls, we can do some swing training. The swing training I like to do is literally just learn how to swing and bottom my club out right at the B, okay? So I'm looking now to pinch that B, and I want to do it on a descending motion, okay? So you can see this grass is very long here, okay? Again, we're in about 6 inches of grass, we're in a floodplain. Again, the nice thing is it keeps the pad in a nice secure place, but you'll see that on my follow through, I'm descending into the grass, okay? Because when you see Tiger Woods take a divot, he actually takes a divot on the target side of the ball. A lot of practice can be done. Full swing, small swing, again, simply by using the functionality of the StrikePad. And you see how you get used to hitting that StrikePad, and it's a nice fluid motion, and the StrikePad doesn't slow the club down at all. This is a friction-free surface. There is nothing to grab the golf club. And so practice does not wear on your joints. That's another really neat thing about the StrikePad. If, in fact, over time, the camber has gotten a little flat, you can what we call refresh it, okay? This is refreshing the StrikePad. And you can see now, I've got more camber back, and now I have a little more bounce, and you can really do that an unlimited number of times. Okay, now we're going to talk about shot making. One of the other aspects of the BirdieBall StrikePad is not only its functionality, but the lessons that can be learned. The StrikePad has 2 swing paths drawn on it. The one on the right side is for a right-handed golfer. The one on the left side is for a left-handed golfer standing on the opposite side. Our instinct is to swing on what we believe is a straight line. And a straight line in our minds is a circle that is right here in front of us. And so in order to swing on that straight line, we need to follow that line. And so by following the vision we think is right, we're going to go outside the natural swing path and come what's called over the top of that path, okay? And so this is a slice swing. When we bring the club from the outside to the inside across our body, that puts left to right spin on the ball. So the outside to inside swing is a slice swing. There are attributes of the club head that affect that as well, but simply outside to inside puts left to right spin and does this, left to right. When we bring it too far on the inside, in order to get it closed properly, we have to hyper close the club. And on this small arc that we make, coming inside the proper path, This is a hook swing. Okay? And we're actually going to demonstrate both of those swings with the actual attribute of the ball flight, because golf is a sport of opposites. So inside path is a hook, outside path is a slice, and the proper path, which is also an arc, but a gentle arc, incorporating an open toe, closed and impact to open toe. This path here, which is illustrated on the StrikePad, is the straight line path. So let's hit a straight shot. Let's hit a hook shot now. Okay, now we're going to demonstrate the fade, the leaker, the slice, the thing that you want to pull your hair out, the thing 95% of us do that is dead, dead wrong. Again, that's across my body, like that. I gotta follow through a little worse. Try one more. So let's hit a straight shot.